And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from SmokinTabacco.com, and I'm joined once again by the beautiful Smokin Nicole, and Jonathan Carney is absent once again this week. I don't even know if he's coming back. Is he coming back?
Yes, he's been a very busy guy.
He's been very, very busy.
I mean, we all heard the news.
Well, if you didn't hear the news, John Carney is a husband-to-be, as he has officially proposed to his lady friend on the 4th of July. So congratulations to John Carney. I am smoking a 1994 Roomba from La Flor Dominicana tonight in honor of John. I was going to do an Andalusian Bull, but most of those are packed up for Las Vegas, so I just kind of grabbed what I had out in the open for LFD. I wanted to celebrate. So, but other than that, Nicole, what are you smoking tonight?
Ooh, so tonight I am smoking a Padron 1926 number 2 Maduro.
Great cigar.
It is great. It's fabulous. And according to twoguyscigars.com, a single retails for $18.80 and a whole box will set you back $4.49.99. Boom.
Yeah, Padron. I mean, you can't go wrong with Padron.
But it's worth it.
It's good quality. Good flavor. The 1926 Maduros are my favorite in the Padron line. I also like the 64 Maduros.
Ooh,
there's some thunder there
I
coming
know.
in. A little stormage. The 50th I really enjoy. For me, actually, most of Padron's stuff I really enjoy. I really haven't come across one that I did not like. I will say, though, not that I feel the naturals are bad, but I'm definitely a Padron Maduro guy.
I'm a Maduro.
Yeah.
Anytime it's natural and Maduro, I'm gonna pick Maduro.
Yeah, for me, it's Maduro. I think that they do an excellent job. The naturals are good, but their Maduros are better, and I want to make that clear. It's not that they're bad; it's the Maduros are just better, and they're very good cigars, and that's my preference. And everyone has an opinion, but. Again, I think Padron does a really good job. But yeah, I went with LFD tonight. I wanted to throw a little nod to John Carney. I know that he wishes he was here with us. He he has some family things he had to address. I think a lot of it is he's a little more on I think he's more on like vacation time right now with the holiday. He got engaged, and I know he's with his fiance up in Maine right now. So he's attending to that kind of stuff, and that's great. And we're happy for him. We're happy for both of them. We love them both very much. I think we're at the point where we don't have to call her lady friend anymore, because she's not lady friend anymore. She's going to be Mrs. Carney soon. So,
yes, Mrs. Carney.
So Alexandra is her name. So John and Allie is she's more commonly called. John and Allie, we love you, and we're proud of you.
Congratulations.
We'll have to have a Smokin Tabacco engagement extravaganza for John Carney when he does return, which should be next week. I spoke to John. He should be ready to roll for next week. We will be live from Las Vegas, where we are traveling tomorrow for PCA trade show.
Yes.
John, I think, will be back in Miami, so he'll be around. We'll do a little bit of a kind of a post-game show, I would say.
Yeah, it'll be post-game next week. So trade show ends on Tuesday, and we're doing Wednesday next week. Yeah. Wednesday,
no, we're doing Thursday.
Okay. So next week, for everyone listening at home,
this will be our last Wednesday show.
This is our last Wednesday show. We are going to 7 p.m. on Thursday beginning next week, and we'll send out a new schedule for people. But it'll be exciting. We'll be in Vegas talking about everything and all the shenanigans that happen. What stays in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. It's going to be on the Smokin Tabacco Show.
Yeah, there's a lot to there's a lot to get into. We've been talking about it for weeks, and I don't even know where to really begin. There's so much that we could talk about. I think we're going to talk about at this point just what we're excited to see. There's a few things that I'm excited to see, that I've been paying very close attention to, as we've prepared to get ready for the trade show. And so we'll get into that a little bit, and Nicole will talk about what she's excited to see. There's How many? Do you know the total number of exhibitors as of right now?
Ooh, it's
Which
like,
I think should be the final number at this point. But
are
are we over 200?
No, it's like 130, 140.
Still, that's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. Not all of those are cigar manufacturers. Some of them are accessory people, and just all sorts of all aspects of the cigar industry, I should say. So
Right.
But we are very excited to go. There are some releases that have already been talked about that I'm excited for. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I mean, which is normal. I mean, when you go into a trade show, obviously there's going to be some stuff that gets announced ahead of time, try to build hype for the show. For me, one of the things I'm excited to see is the El Septimo booth.
Okay.
That's a brand that is newer. It's another ultra high-end luxury cigar brand trying to kind of go after like the Davidoff level. It's a brand I don't really know much about. I haven't had the cigars personally, but I've begun to see them pop up on the market. I know there's some retailers I know who do have them. So that's something that I'm really excited to see, learn about, try. For me, a lot of the times it's obviously I want to see the people I know. I want to see the brands I know. But I think for me, the biggest thing is finding what's new, seeing what's new, trying it, all that kind of thing. So that would be that's like probably one of my top things I'm excited to try.
Okay.
So, what about you? Where are you at?
There's a lot. I mean, there's been a lot of hype around Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, so the Stillwell Star.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to see what Steve Saka has to say about that. What else? I mean, there's a lot of special releases.
Well, there's PCA exclusives,
Yep.
which I would say there's fewer of this year than there have been in the past. Just due to a lot of things, for a lot of reasons. So you're going to have those. I know Nova's got them. Those are long. I mean, Saka's got stuff. Matt Booth, that's another one. Room 101. He's a guy who he's into the unobtainiums. He's into the special release, limited release, all that fun stuff. You never know what you're going to get with him. I already tried probing him for information yesterday, and he got all flustered with me on the phone, and he didn't want to tell me. But then I told him that, hey, I secured the treats that you wanted me to bring. I got them from Australia, imported. That's right. I went the extra mile. And he texted me back today. You know what he said? I'm so sorry. You don't deserve that. I'm like, yeah, fucking right. I'm good to you, Matty V. Don't you forget it. So yeah, that's another one I'd be excited for. Just because you never know. He's the kind of guy, he's going to pull something out the last minute and be like, huh, I have this. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming.
So to be honest, there's quite a few brands that, we live up here in the Northeast. For those of you that know, we are in Boston, which is not super cigar friendly. We travel up to New Hampshire a lot, sometimes down to Rhode Island. But sometimes things don't make it up to this corner of the country, I feel like.
Yeah.
So there's some brands I've had little to no contact with that I'm excited about. So one of them is All Saints.
All Saints Cigars, yep.
I don't have a lot of experience with them, and I see they're debuting their St. Francis line, which is an Oscuro and a Colorado. They have two new, so those are just complete new lines for their brand.
All Saints is a brand that we are slowly starting to see in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
There's some of them in some of the shops, more in New Hampshire. It's not something that I really see in the Boston area or anywhere really in Massachusetts. It's began to really get into New Hampshire, and it's kind of around up there, which we primarily shop in when we do our cigar shopping or just whatever our cigar shenanigans that we get into. Are usually in New Hampshire, and that's where I've begun to see some of it.
Some other brands, so Blackbird. Now, I was able to get my hands on one of those recently, but they're going to be at the trade show, hoping to sit down and talk with them. There's Crux Cigars. cracked cigars I don't have a lot of experience with.
Yeah, that's newer for us too.
Drunk Chicken Cigars. There's only like one shop around here that carries
That's
them
a
that I know
very,
of.
very small brand who's,
I
I
know.
think this is their PCA debut. If not, it's like their second show. They're very new. It's a smaller brand trying to get some steam.
I've had the Mother Clucker, which was good.
Hmm.
It was good. So, small brands need exposure too. So I'm excited to kind of just learn about some of these smaller companies out there
Yeah.
and seeing what they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah, obviously there will be some absentees from the shows we talked about before. The big four won't be there. Davidoff Drew Estate, General Cigar, and Altadas won't be there. As well as United Cigar, La Flor Dominicana, McAuliffe Cigars, Casa Cuevas won't be there. There's a good amount of people who won't be in attendance. And again, all for different reasons. Mostly some pretty good reasons. Some folks it's a little bit more political, but
Yeah.
we're not going to hash that over again. So it's going to be a little bit smaller. I'm anticipating it's going to be. I mean, a show is a show. It's crazy. It's busy. There's a lot of people to see. There's not enough time. But I think you're going to find that this year's show is going to be easier to navigate than years past.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact is not as many people will be traveling, not as many people will be exhibiting. So I think it'll be easy. I'm not saying it won't be busy, but it won't be as crazy as it normally is. Whether or not that changes next year, I don't know. But I would say for this year, it's going to be a pretty easy show if you compare it to others. So that I'm looking forward to because it might hopefully give us a little extra breathing room getting around, seeing everybody. There's not enough. I mean, I've had this conversation with Coop. Coop's going out there with a team of 4 or 5 people, and even he knows he's not seeing every booth.
Yeah.
I've talked to other people in the industry who go as retailers, media, and distributors, and so they have their whole team and they're all broken up. They still can't touch everybody. It is a lot to do. So for us, our game plan, is obviously to be quick, get in, get out, see as much as we can, get as much info as we can.
We're going to find out if we can do them all. We'll see.
I don't think we will. I mean, even when Coop tells me he's not getting to every booth, I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
think we can get to all the cigar brand booths, maybe not the accessories, but we're going to see because for those of you who know me, I am a strategic planner and I like to stay on schedule. So I think that we can do it all.
Yeah, Nicole is no nonsense.
Yeah, I don't mess around.
She'll just shut down a conversation and be like, we have to go. And that'll be that. So, I mean, I have that going for me, which is nice. So I don't know. I think that this is going to be a fun show.
And for those of you watching who are thinking, okay, well, I'm not going, so this is not going to be fun. It will be fun.
Well,
it's work for us, but what we hope to do is create, at least for our brand, different media are doing different types of coverage. What we plan to do is 5-minute video clips with as many people as we can, asking them what's new and what consumers can get excited about this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things about the show is it's the exposure of what's coming out, what manufacturers are working on, what changes they're going to make to stuff that's already around.
Yeah. But what are they doing differently this year?
Yeah, so, I mean, even if you're not going to the show, it still benefits you. There's information that needs to be shared for you to absorb.
And we want to do bite-sized chunks, so you don't have to listen to a whole show. You can just kind of look for your favorite brands and go, bam! I just want to know what these people are coming out with.
Yeah, it's a lot, and just bear with us. As with any media outlet, I'm not going to speak just for myself or anyone. Whether you go to Half Wheel or Cigar Coop or whatever, you go to the dojo. We're all kind of in this together. Everyone kind of operates a little bit differently, so just bear with us. As we get all that information up and online, it's not easy. It's a lot of work to do, and it obviously takes time. So if you've never been to this show too, it's there's the trade show, there's the social hour, and then there's the after social hour, and then there's just late night, and then you get back to your hotel room at 2:30, 3 in the morning. You wake up at 7, you do it all again. So there's not as much downtime when you're at the trade show. There's a lot of people to see and a lot of conversations to be had, but the information doesn't always come out right away. So that's another, disclaimer I will throw out there. But yeah, I mean, what else? You know what? Actually, I know that we're both really excited about this because we talked about this. So an email was sent out to the media. I want to say 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
week or two ago, from JC Newman, who has said that their booth it's a brand new booth this year.
Yep.
And which I believe is on theme with the El Relo factory.
Yep.
That they just renovated last year.
And we just went on the tour of not that long ago.
Yes. And in addition to that, they also said something about having they're having an employee with them. That's a special employee. It's a special job that they have within the factory. They were not specific on that. They just said that there is going to be someone from the factory there's a job that they do will be at the booth, which is interesting. Now I already kind of have an idea what it is. I don't know if I want to share it publicly, but I think
we know because we went on the tour. Too.
Yeah.
But they made a very broad claim, which said that it was they were either going to be the most interesting booth or they have the most interesting employee at their booth.
Yes. So they're teasing what they are claiming to be some serious firepower.
We'll probably get a
glamour power. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got something. They got something going on that's good. They'll be with the Fuente booth as well. I think they're like side by side, so which is a massive booth in itself. So I mean, there's going to be a lot to see in that one little area. There's always so much to see.
You guys probably can't see this because it is so tiny, and I have my chicken scratch. But like
it's also a glare.
Yeah, there's a glare. But they're like right at the front, and their booth is huge. But I have lots of notes and we're ready to go.
So I know we talked a lot about that. We talked a lot about JC Newman and whatever it is that they kind of told us, but they also kept some things back. So excited to see what exactly they're going to have presented at the show. I think that's going to be a good time. And
well, JC Newman, they have one release that I know of, which is they're releasing the American Double Robusto.
Yes.
So that I'm excited for. I just had another one. They're hard to come by up here. But I had another one recently on the 4th. We just had one and celebrating Independence Day with the American.
We did.
That's what you do now, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it's a great cigar. Anyway, but they're really good. So I hope to be seeing more of them.
There's another release that's interesting that's coming out, and that's going to be the Rocky Patel 60.
Yep. Which
will be interesting to see. And I've already, we've seen some renderings and photos of it, the packaging, and quite the cigar. A lot of bands on it. The whole cigar is almost all bands, which is a lot, but I'm also like, it looks good. Like, it looks really good. I like the way it looks. I love the presentation, but that's a lot of band coverage.
I don't care about the bands as long as it tastes good.
So we're excited to see that too. And Rocky Patel, they always have a big booth as well. So that's another exciting booth. That's the thing too. As much as you go there for the very raw specifics of we go there for information and the retailers go there to buy. It's like you go there, and I know this is funny because John's talked about this, and it's something I think he does not like about the show. But everyone's different, and John's John. But a lot of these booths are kind of normal or small or whatever, and then you have some booths that are they're huge. There's a lot going on. I know Matt Booth's had video games at his booth in years past. Fuente has that whole downtown Tampa thing going on. And
what does he not like? Just that they have things other than business promotion, like the video games.
If I remember correctly, the conversation we had was, we might have even done it on the show, but
yeah,
that he felt like there was really no need to go so extravagant with the booths and to spend the money and have it there. And it's because it's like, well, it's not like it's there for the general public. It's there for people in the industry and the business to come and do business. So it's like, why do we have this extravagant booth set up when it's it's really not. It's and I was like,
But see-
I guess I see your point, but I mean, at the same time, like everyone that has to go, like it's still enjoyable to experience.
Absolutely. And so for some manufacturers, I'm sure it's the only time they get to see some of their retailers in person.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering too, it's more inviting, more fun, come stay, hang with
more
us a little
attractive,
bit.
yeah.
Thank you to the retailers perhaps. So why not blow it out of the park? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would do that. I wouldn't have a plain old booth. I don't know what I do, but I do something.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I enjoy that experience. It's not like it doesn't bother me. So, but so I'm looking forward to that. Those
What
are
would
always
your
more fun.
dream booth be if you had a?
If I had my own,
Yeah, if you had your own, what would you go all out with video games? Would you?
I'd have like a water slide.
Oh my God, no, realistic. Come
I don't
on,
know.
realistic.
I don't know. I've never thought about it. I've never really needed to think of if I'd ever have my own.
I just
booth.
thought it'd be fun.
That's really not my.
See, I would do like catering. I'd have people with like food there.
You would
that's
just
me.
want.
I just
you
want
would
to
want.
eat.
You would want people to eat.
I'd have like a champagne bar. I want people to eat. Come to my booth and eat things.
The problem
Come
with
stay.
that, though, the only problem with that, though, is people will get way too comfortable and they'll be there for too long, and then
I want the party booth. Come on.
your booth will be too crowded.
Yeah, and then
after
we
a
get
while.
them drunk and they buy stuff. So win-win-win. Come on.
True. I guess that works to an extent, but they could also backfire on you if, like, now you're losing new people because they're like, that one's packed, so I'm not going over there. You can't have it always like, I mean, you gotta have some like availability too.
I'll do like when we went to the store the other day and they had the velvet rope. I'll do that. I'll have a velvet rope. People have to wait.
Velvet rope.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
To make it more like exclusive.
Oh yeah.
You are on a text wait list to come into my booth. Anyway.
I would do that. Have a nice carpet, nice, backdrop, whatever it is that you call that, and then the velvet rope. Make it that ultra lounge feel. Very exclusive.
For those of you watching, it is my first trade show as well. So I'm going to be taking a lot of like side pictures and videos and things for my stories. So make sure you watch that because I'm going to do a lot more like behind the scenes kind of take some things, documenting my first experience, like, what it's like. So.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to try to document anything embarrassing Matthew does. So.
Well, I mean, there probably won't be a lot of that. I mean.
We'll see.
How embarrassing how much trouble could you really get,
I feel like you could
do a
get
trade
into
show.
a lot of trouble.
There's only, here's the thing. There's only like a handful of people at that trade show who I could get into trouble with. And
I feel like you could get into trouble.
With a few
Yeah.
people.
We'll see.
With very, very few. Not a lot. There's like a couple. And I'm not gonna name any names because I'm not gonna call anybody out. Not because it's a bad thing either. It's just like I would have too much fun. They would have too much fun. They would be,
There might be a bloopers reel, Jeff. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to do a lot of behind the scenes videos, like the after events, before the day. If we can go live with some people for interviews, we will go live on Facebook or Instagram. But most of it's going to have to be done with our camera more professionally, and we can't live stream that. But we'll see what we can do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's gonna be a lot of talking, at least on my end.
What do you mean? I'm gonna talk too. We're gonna take turns.
Oh, are you? You gonna do some of the interviews too?
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna make me do it all.
No.
Oh.
Oh no.
All right. So let me ask.
I mean, in the audience, whoever's listening, would you rather see me or Matthew
So let me ask you a question.
interviewing people?
Let me ask you a question. So who do you want to interview?
Ooh.
Is there anyone in particular who you're like, I want to be the one to interview them?
Ooh. I gotta think about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some. There's some people, but
I feel like you want to be the one to talk to Sokka.
maybe. I would talk to Steve Sokka.
You've talked about him in that booth a lot, so I don't know. I feel like that's one you really just want to get your hands on.
I kind of want to talk to some of the women going to the trade show. So I know Leo from Nova is going.
Mm-hmm.
There's also Karen from K by Karen Burger.
Karen Burger, yep.
So I would love to be able to talk to some of the females as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of women there, so I guess I'll let you have the women ones if that's how you want to play it. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but
we'll take turns.
Okay. Let's see how it is. So I'm going to switch off. I just figured
Behind the scenes, you'll see us fighting over the microphone.
Well, it's funny because you used to be so shy. You used to, never want to be in front of the camera. And now you're here, but that's okay because we're here and it's private and but when you're out in the public and whatever, you're going to be able to handle that.
I can't let you have all of the limelight.
You're going to be nervous?
Maybe. But I'll put my big girl panties on and just get through it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to hold you to it.
All right.
So if after 2 interviews, you're like, I don't want to do it anymore because I'm shy. I'm going to be like, well, you told the world that you're here. So
yep.
I'm going to stick you out there and be like, well, you're up, kid.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to see how this goes down.
It is fun.
So let's see. Now, we did talk about stealing John's thunder today.
Yes, but do you want to wait? Wait.
We can wait.
Because we do have some news.
We do have some news.
It's
Our news is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars. McAuliffe Cigars become an ambassador today. Thank you, Nicole.
I know. I forgot the screen.
If you head over to McAuliffeCigars.com, you can sign up and be an official ambassador. You get your ambassador coin, your ambassador number.
Boom.
And if you get your passport pack, you can smoke your way through the McAuliffe collection and submit it back for a chance to win some cool prizes from McAuliffe Cigars. So, keeping on theme, obviously...
It's weird timing that this just came out.
I don't think it's weird timing. I think that this is why this comes out. But the simple headline, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it because it's just we'll be here all day. To keep it short, keep it sweet, PCA's losses more than doubled in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this. The PCA after the 2019 show, they were the IPCPR. They changed their name to PCA, Premium Cigar Association. Following that show, last year, obviously they were in bad shape with the pandemic. So 2019, they've had some things going on. It's not a surprise to see that 2019, they've had more losses, and then even probably for 2020, I can only imagine where it's going to be from there. And that's kind of why we've talked about how not even just with the trade show, but everything in general within the industry that involves PCA is so critical right now because it is an important organization. It's more than just the trade show. It's an organization that they're the first to go to bat, or one of the first. There's also Cigar Rights of America and whatnot. But they do a lot. They do a lot for retailers and consumers and everybody in the cigar community and in the industry. So with legislation and all that fun stuff that they do and the lawyers and the teams that they have, they go over this day in and day out. So stuff like the trade show and the donations that they get, all that money is really important to keep them going. So to see them losing money and having losses and stuff like that, it's not a good thing for the industry. It's not like it's like just watching an organ. Oh, well, they're down on money. No, I mean, they lose money. They lose power. They lose strength. They have less resources. So, it's unfortunate to see. And hopefully we can get to a place where that can rebound a little bit and get a little bit better for them. So, because, we need it. We need everything we can get.
Yep.
With PCA, CRA, it's really important stuff. So that's my take on that.
All right.
Unless you had anything else you want to say.
No.
Good?
Yeah, no. Good.
Okay. I'm just making sure, it's funny because normally it's me and then John goes on a 10-minute rant and you're kind of like, I'm staying out of this, but he hasn't been here for a few weeks.
To be fair, today is a short and sweet episode because, we've been talking about the PCA. We had a couple episodes where it was just you and I.
Also, I got to pack my suitcase and go to bed.
Yeah, we have that because we're leaving tomorrow. But for viewers at home, after we do our episode next week from Vegas, we are back to our regularly scheduled guests. I believe the week after is Terrence Riley.
It is. So Terrence Riley will be our first guest, post-show festivities. I believe that's the 23rd or the 22nd, something like that.
It's the 22nd.
22nd. So,
And we have guests booked out after that, so it'll be back to normal. More normal.
Yeah, we have some pretty cool people coming up. We have Terrence Riley from Aganorsa Leaf.
Yep.
We have Ernesto Perez Carrillo.
Yep.
Coming on the show.
Abe Flores.
Abe Flores is coming on the show.
Bear.
We have Bear Duplessis coming on the show. It's gonna, we have some fun people coming up on the show. Going July into August. So
we're actually going on someone else's podcast coming up too.
Yes, we are. Yes,
Making
we will be
appearance.
on. How about that Cigar?
Mm-hmm.
On, I want to say, is that the 19th? It's like the Monday after we get back. Yeah. So that's not going to be on Monday. Yeah, I think it's the 19th. Monday the 19th.
Yeah.
At, I want to say 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So yeah, you can look for us there. We'll be on someone else's show. It'd be nice to have a break from being on this side of the table, so to speak.
We'll still be on this side of the table.
Well, that's not what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Just making the point.
Yeah.
Just making the point.
Sometimes I think that's just why you're here. You're just here to make the point.
I'm always here to make the point.
It's funny. Like the last few, John hasn't been here, and it's just been you and I, and you've come out of your shell a little bit more on the show.
Well, you can't talk by yourself.
Well, no, I realize that, but I'm just saying. I think the world has gotten to kind of see you and just how much more of a bus driver you can be.
Well, I'm here. It's just, if there's a lot of talkers, I'm going to let them talk. I'm more of a sit back, observe. I'll take it all in.
Unless you have to
and kind of laugh mentally in my head. I do that too.
Yeah. I don't know. Just something that's a bad thing. It's just something you're really showing your stripes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the time when I wanted you to come on the show, and you were deathly afraid of even being seen in the corner. Like maybe your arm caught the camera, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not here." And then we'd be like, "Nicole's over there, off camera," and then you'd be like, "Stop it! Don't tell anybody."
It's true.
Now, like you're here and you're harassing me on the show. Look at that.
Yeah, you deserve it.
What are we gonna do with you? How many times are you gonna relight that cigar?
I think because it's so humid.
Yeah.
Like we're in here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have like the shine on my face. We have the garage door open. It is, let me look at the weather here. It's feels like 80. It's definitely like really sticky and humid though. And it's like thunderstorming out. So I think it's just.
Do you know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I do.
Look.
I already
looked.
You
already looked. He's ready. He's ready to get
It's 115 over there.
Oh, you mean in Vegas? Sorry, I thought you meant like our takeoff weather.
It won't be humid, but it'll be 115.
Oh, and
they're
so
in the middle
our
of a heat
flight,
wave.
just so you know, our flight tomorrow is pretty late. We are taking off at
That's your fault.
9:50, and we get there for 3 a.m. Eastern. It's a late flight. However, we do have some airport shenanigans that we will be pulling tomorrow.
We do. I forgot about this.
And so that will be between 8 and 9, and we're probably going to go live with some of our airport shenanigans. So
it specifically has to do with Coop's airport challenge. Now,
yes.
As I was told today, though,
which
I did not know, is that we can participate, but we are ineligible for the award because Coop and I do a show together. So
for those of you who don't know, Cigar Coop challenges people in the cigar industry when they're traveling. Is it over the course of a year or just the trade show?
I think it's the year.
Sorry, Coop, if I forget the
I think it's the year because
outline.
Because when we went to Florida, I didn't have a good one. He was like, "Oh man, that sucks. You let me down here."
And so he gives an award for the person who most creatively showcases Cigar Coop, like his brand, at the airport. So I came up with something, and I'm taking credit because
it involves an airport check-in, a photo within your travel at the airport. Mm-hmm. I think right now, I could be wrong, but just based on the casualness of how I keep track on this, I think that Terrence Riley might be in first place right now.
Yeah, so we can't technically participate, but we're going to, but we can't win. So it's fine.
Well, Coop told me I can.
Yeah, we can participate.
I can participate. I'm ineligible to win, which I was like, I didn't realize that, and then I was really bummed after because I'm like, dude, I got a great idea.
Maybe if enough of our followers argue.
It's true. I mean, that's very true. I mean, if we
can win.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, and I could be wrong, and I'm not saying I'm the first one like 100%. I think I am, and if I'm wrong, it's like it's okay. Like someone can be like, no, so and so did that, and if you can prove it to me,
I think we're the first people to do it.
But I think we're the first people to do what we're about to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's really gonna
So.
throw Coop for a loop because he's gonna be like,
Yeah. So we're not gonna ruin it and tell you, but once we get through security, probably like 7:30ish tomorrow, so between 7:30 and like 9 when we board. Shenanigans are gonna be happening. Shenanigans. So, and it will be fun because
now Coop's already been tipped off that something's happening. He didn't give him any details.
Yeah. So he like knows, but he doesn't know what we're doing.
Yeah. John knows. I showed John.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think he teased Coop and he was like, I got the sneak peek. Haha. So
it'll be fun.
John's aware.
But on that note, are you going to do the takeover tonight?
I'm going to do it because you know what? His ass isn't here and someone's going to do it.
All right.
So how do we want to do this thing? Because I don't normally do this.
All right. So viewers, we are going to wrap up the show soon. But before we do, let's see. I need to do this. I know we don't normally. Usually we're more organized than this, but.
Yeah, I don't normally do this, but this is normally his thing. And if anybody hasn't figured it out yet, which I think most of our regulars do, I'm going to steal John's thunder and do my own soap review in my own bathroom. Because John's not here. You know where he is? He's breaking bread right now. So, bro.
Are you connected?
Connected to what?
Skype.
No, I'm not actually. Let me see how long it would take to do that on this phone.
Oh, I can do that link thing.
Yes, you can.
Let's see if this
Send me that.
work.
I can do that.
All right.
Doop ba-doop doop ba-doop doo. This is gonna be good. I have my own soap. It's
what soap are you going to be reviewing?
It's a Kiehl's. It's a Kiehl's soap.
Ah.
Yeah. I've already used it.
Is the one
Spoiler
from work?
alert. Yes. So I already kind of know. I'm going to do a formal review. It's a brand new bar, though, so I'll do a packet opening. I'll do the whole thing. I've never used it just for my hands, though, because I've always used it in the shower. So I'm going to do, like, just if I use it on my hands and just, like, in and out of the bathroom kind of thing. You know, how do I feel about it like that? You know, I'll take my shower experience away from this and try to steal his thunder. And try to do it as close to him as I can and hopefully be better so that it's almost like a challenge. Like, well, I beat you at your own game. And then he'll have to come back and do one because he's going to be upstaged. And he'll be like, well, I got to defend my honor. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my goal here with that. So I'm going to switch over to this.
Yeah, let's just make sure it connects and then we'll...
Join.
No, Bruce, no sports segment. Also, Jeff said get a bucket.
Nah, I can't do that.
Okay, so hold on. I got to figure out... Oh, there we go. Hey, guys. And... Oh, here we go.
The only thing that could interrupt this is if our niece comes downstairs.
Boom. All right. So Matthew's in our bathroom.
Oh, and Carney, I'm in the bathroom on show right now. This is great. The only thing I need is a guy peeing in the background and a bathroom attendant who's just going to stand there and smile. And then I'm going to cheaply tip him so that my co-hosts tell me, no, give him more because you're being cheap. So let me see how I want to set this phone up here. Can I go on the side? No, I can't do that.
Yeah, like that works best.
I'm just going to have to do... All right, so I have the Ultimate Man from Kiehl's, which is a body scrub soap. Has a... with something bran and oatmeal and invigorating citrus extracts. It's a fatigue scrubber. So we're going into this with...
And what's the scrub in it? Because I know I've used that soap myself as well, and I believe it has like a little bit of grit.
It does. It does have a grit to it. I'm reading it now, and I'm not sure.
Is it like almond or pumice? I don't know.
I believe it's bran and oatmeal.
Oh, oatmeal.
Bran and oatmeal and invigorating citrus extracts.
Now, so far, packaging on this soap gets like a C minus. A little bit of a bitch to open. But cool. It's a nice soap. Wow, it's got a. Ooh, that's got like a. It's got like a citrusy eucalyptus scent to it. Very refreshing. Nice heavy bar of soap. Good weight to it. All right. Can't really feel the scrub in the soap yet. It's still a little smooth, but I think once it gets wet, you'll probably feel that come through. Oh yeah, there it is. Wow, look at that. Ooh. Like
I feel like you should do one better and like do a different body part. Like to your armpits or something.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that on the show. Feel free. You know, we can do a show where, you know, you can come on and you can talk, you know, feminine hygiene.
I mean, I could do one on all of my anti-cigar smoke smelling products like mouthwash and...
Here's the thing, like, you're not supposed to talk during the soap review.
Okay,
That's like
sorry.
I learned that lesson, so I'm trying to keep this authentic. Getting a nice lather here on the soap. Still nice and fresh. See that? It's real. It's very creamy, slightly waxy, but it's got a nice coverage right here. A great scent, got that eucalyptus smell to it. We're gonna rinse here. Definitely one of those soaps that's a little bit thicker to rinse off. Like it's gonna take, you know, you don't. It's almost like you have a double rinse. You have that first rinse that gets the heavy stuff off, and then once that's off, you kind of go back. And you have to kind of keep rubbing that film off of your hands. That kind of develops that little waxy film. I know John has talked about so many times. I'll dry these off. All right. There's a little bit of a waxiness that gets left behind. Other than that, though, they feel clean. They don't feel dry, which is important. My hands they don't feel dry. If anything, they feel a little moisturized. So I don't have to worry about my hands cracking or getting dried out. Scent is there. It's not as strong as I would say it was on the bar or on the lather. But it's a clean smell. My hands feel clean. They feel soft. This is a very solid soap. I feel like that extra grit in there from the exfoliation, it really wore down on the dead skin. I'm gonna give this one like a 6.9. It's a good soap. It's just a little too waxy for me. If it wasn't so waxy, it'd probably be up in the 7s. But it's like a 6.9. It's a good score. It's a good soap. So yeah, I'm leaving it with that.
Boom.
If you don't like that, you'll have to come back and just do a soap review.
I think Carney should rate your soap review. I want him to watch in real time on the episode next week and just pick apart your review.
You know, we can do that. But at the same time, I think he should just take the soap that I did and review it for himself. I think that would be more fair.
Fair. We'll have to use my employee discount. Buy one. All right. Well, welcome back. Boom.
John's been upstaged.
Ooh.
That's right.
Harsh words right there.
Well, you know what? To be fair, John threw a little bit of shade at me today on social media. We're having a little bit of a lover's quarrel.
What shade did he throw at you?
Well, you know, when Coop told me via Facebook, like, hey, that's cool, but you're ineligible because we do the spare parts. And I said, it's spare notes, Coop. Get it right. Come on. And John commented, and he said something along the lines of, well, it's ironic that he has a show that he's involved in that has to do with, you know, it's called Notes and being about notes. And he was like, the irony there is that one would have to have notes in the first place to have extras of. And I said, don't be salty. Just because somebody doesn't like your notes doesn't mean they don't have any.
That's fair. Matthew does also actually take notes on
And you know
things
what?
that he wants to talk about on the spare notes.
And you know what? And you know what's funny too is I'd like to call out Brian McGee, Crown Heads,
Ooh.
and Fred Rui, who are also on Hacking Gourmet with him. And I know from my experience being on Hacking Gourmet and having them on our show and working with them, I know that they know the struggle of John and his notes. I know that it's been a thing. Sometimes his notes are they're not clear. I've used his notes before in shows that he's produced, and he'll yell at me and be like, you're supposed to do this. And I'm like, well, I mean, the way it was written, it looked like it wasn't even supposed to be done. It was just like a note, like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing this in the background. And it's like, I didn't know I was supposed to read that. You had the wrong color coded, and it wasn't bold. And so I don't use John's. I have my own notes. I just don't use John's notes.
Fair.
And like the one time that we were supposed to use John's notes, they were just too confusing to use. And I know that Brian and Fred would agree with me. So if they hear this or they're watching this at some point, feel free to chime in and be like, absolutely, I agree, because I know they will. So I know it's 3-1 when it comes to the notes thing.
Okay.
Also, Coop, I know, takes very diligent notes, so I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of notes. He's that kind of guy. He's very, 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 very well prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. I get it.
I mean, come on. Why else would there be a segment called The Scoop with Coop? Come on. Scoop with Coop. Coop's got the scoop. You got to write it down, right? Come on. I ain't no fool. Anyway, that's my soap review.
Boom.
I'm really excited because you know what? I've always wanted to do it, but part of me didn't want to do it with John on the show because I didn't want to get heckled while I did it.
Oh yeah, he'd heckle.
Because
you.
he'd be like,
He'd heckle the
you're
shit out
not
of
doing it right. Oh, you got to do the water first and then
What are you doing, dude?
I know. Bruh. You smell the soap, then you smell your hands, then you get the water on, then you lather. It's like, all right, John, I'm washing my hands. I'm not building a bomb. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. But I'm just kidding. I like to kid around. I like to have fun. But yeah, that's my soap review. John, if you want to challenge me, show up next week, bring a soap, or you know what? Better yet, find that soap and review it on your own, and we'll see if our scores are close.
Okay.
That's my take. And you should do a soap review at some point too.
Maybe I will. Mine will be better than all of yours.
You should. Anyway, so before we do wrap up this show, and like we said, we're gonna keep it a little short and sweet this week because we got a lot going on, and there's only so much PCA talk I want to throw at these guys. But last thing before we close up, what's the one thing that you really are excited to see or do in Las Vegas as a whole, like regardless of the show? Because we will be there for more than just the show.
I would have to say going to some of the cigar shops. I have like a top 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Top 3.
All right, let's hear the top 3.
So going to some of the cigar shops, like Casa Fuente, that'll be fun. I think going to see Penn and Teller, which I mentioned last week, I'm very excited. I'm a huge closet Penn and Teller fan. I love Magic.
Do you like Magic?
I like Magic. Okay. I like Magic. Out of all the shows in Vegas, like Penn and Teller is what I wanted to see.
It's not actually Magic though, right?
Okay, stop. Don't ruin my vibe.
It's like wrestling. Wrestling's not real. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Whatever. What else?
You said
Gordon Ramsay.
You said you had a top
Hell's
3,
Kitchen.
and then you struggled to get the
I
third
want to
one.
eat a beef Wellington. That's fair.
It is. No, it's
fair.
I didn't expect that one to be your. It's a good one.
There's no Gordon Ramsay restaurants. I'm also a huge Gordon Ramsay cooking show fan.
Yeah,
So
that is true. We both
I
are.
like good food and good drink, and that is a lot of what's in Vegas. So
You want to have the welly?
the beef welly, yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Be a good time.
It'll be fun. So,
I'm
what about you? What are you excited about?
Well,
I know you've been so many times, and it's a second home, and you want to
no, that's not what I was
I
gonna
know.
say. Don't be an asshole.
I'm just saying,
No, I mean for me, the number one thing is I'm excited to see everybody.
Okay.
Because we've met a lot of people.
Yep.
Online, through the pandemic
that we haven't met in person yet. There's a lot of people I already do know who I've met, who I haven't seen in a long time because of the pandemic. So it'll be nice to kind of just see everybody. I think that'll be special in its own.
Okay.
Just to be kind of like, after everything we went through last year, how isolated we became, just to be all together in a room and be like, just can't believe we're here. It'll be really special.
What are you excited for outside of the trade show? Because that's kind of where I was going with my answers. So
outside of the trade show,
because I am excited, obviously, for the trade show for the same reason.
well, I would say, our first trip together in Florida earlier this year was a very busy trip. It was a lot of running around, nonstop stuff. It'll be nice to just have some real like R&R downtime on vacation with you, because I feel like we still haven't really gotten that yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a little bit in Miami. We on our first few days there. We had a couple of things, but when we got we linked up with John, and then we were doing a lot of cigar stuff, which was good stuff, but it was also like it was a lot of moving around, and it was just very busy all the time. So it'd be nice to just have some like real downtime where I could just get some R&R and just kind of do some casual stuff with you, and that'll be really cool and special. I still have one or two surprises for you up my sleeve that we're gonna do out in Las Vegas. So I'm excited for those as well. Because
I hate surprises. For those of you that know me, I don't like them.
well, I mean, all I can say is tough because it's gonna happen. So just it is what it is. I have a funny feeling though, as much as you hate the surprises, you're gonna like these surprises. So.
Oh, I like them. I just don't like the anticipation. Like, especially when someone's like, "Oh, you're gonna get a surprise."
You're getting a surprise. I mean, what the hell? What's wrong with that? You're the one that's gonna make.
I'm just gonna sip my High Noon, which is not a White Claw.
You should bring your mic up too, so people can hear you.
They can hear me. But my High Noon, because everyone's been giving me crap for a White Claw, but you know what? It's hot, and I don't want anything heavy. So.
You're also about to be in the desert where you're gonna be dry.
I know.
Drinking every night, smoking like all day. Yeah.
I feel like I'm not gonna do a lot of smoking at the actual trade show, just because we're gonna be so busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like running around.
Lastly, I would say eating. And specifically buffet. Because I haven't been to a Vegas buffet in a while. And the last time I was there, I traveled with someone who couldn't eat at buffets. So I missed out on that the last couple of times I was out there. So being able to return to the buffet at the Bellagio.
You can go by yourself. Go with Orlando Perez, man.
Oh, dude. That's a great idea.
You can go with Orlando. I'm not a big buffet person either.
Orlando,
if you're listening.
I don't think he is because he's at the Angels game right now.
Wow.
But Orlando, when you listen to this later, me and you, buddy, we're going to the buffet. Write it down. We're going. So.
All right.
Everybody needs to eat.
On that note, we are going to wrap up. I still have to pack pretty much my entire suitcase. So, yeah.
I wouldn't say the whole thing.
I just tore it apart when I was looking for something. So I packed it so nicely. Everything was like rolled and perfect. And I had to find something. So I ripped it all apart. So I have to go repack it all.
It's going to be a long night. I really wanted to go to bed early tonight, get a good night's sleep. I can see that's not going to happen. I'm going to be kept awake till like 12 o'clock. This is exhausting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We're excited. We have a lot coming up. We have a lot next week, and then the weeks after that.
Tonight was slow, but we're about to ramp up and explode with shit.
Yeah, we needed some downtime shows for preparation of what we got coming. So, thanks for being patient with us as we kind of do that. So, but thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on all of our platforms, and we will see you next week live from Sin City. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.